The night belongs to us. We will bathe in their blood and relish their screams.
Hi everybody, I'm Mark White. I am the former project lead and managing director for Southampton Vampire by Night. So in this video I'm going to be covering the YouTube channel and its relationship with the project. Why did we create a YouTube channel? Was it a benefit to the project, etc. Now I can help by skipping to the end. No, it wasn't a benefit. It was the opposite. The reasons behind making it, though, were definitely justified. So, okay. At the time of the project, there was very little to no social media presence for World of Darkness. Now, that's a big statement to make. And so if we were to go back 6 years, 7 years, I believe now, 6 or 7 years, look at YouTube channels that are now doing things for World of Darkness and see how many of their videos go back 7+ years. I believe there was a handful at the time, maybe 4 or 5 established channels, all of which were covering lore. So the lore of World of Darkness. At the time, White Wolf had a social media presence on YouTube, but it wasn't particularly structured in any way. And you had some main faces that were producing most of the content. And like I say, it was lore related, which is fantastic for those people that are playing the pen and paper game. But for the actual LARP, there was very few videos covering the LARP aspect of World of Darkness. And when you're creating a project based around a LARP that was using the IP of World of Darkness, it meant that there was no media for us to utilize to help advertise our game, or to see how the community felt about it. So originally the idea was we were creating the videos for the channel as a double-edged kind of sword. We were doing on one side of it, it was so we had educational videos to help teach our players the rule set we were going to be using. And at the start of the project, we decided we were going to be using the Mind's Eye Theatre rules, believing them to be, believing that would make our game relevant and in keeping with World of Darkness and the direction Paradox Entertainment, etc. were going. Fools we were. So yeah, we were looking at using the rules videos we were making as, for benefit for our players and also for the community as a whole, benefiting the community for other people that were utilizing that system. Now, on the other side of it, it meant that we were, by doing so, we were becoming subject matter experts within that kind of community, as small as it was. Meaning, if we were producing these videos, we were then how to put this? We were never at the same level as those established YouTubers within that field, but we were treading our own path. So there was nobody else at the time that was making vampire LARP related videos. So we were creating the community as we went. And that meant that we would become subject matter experts. I use that term, and the reason why I'm using that term for those who are watching this going, what do you mean by subject matter expert? And what it means is when you go and watch a video, when you go onto YouTube and you click on a channel and something resonates with you, and then you go back and you continue to watch, even though there are 50 other people all making videos, all of the same topic, there's one particular channel that you will go back to every time and watch that video. So be it reviews, be it let's plays of a game, be it someone who's talking about some updates or some news or something like that. There'll be a particular channel you'll go to, and the reason why you go to that channel is, in your eyes, they are the subject matter experts. They are the channel that gives you the most relevant information, and information that you can understand and that you feel adds value. So that is when you basically go, okay, well, there's loads of channels that are doing a video of a particular game. And you may watch some of those videos, but you'll find yourself always gravitating back towards the one that resonates with you. Something clicks that makes you go, yeah, okay, I like that. That's the channel that I'll watch them over watching this other one. So yeah, that's what I mean by subject matter expert. Meaning, to you, they are a subject matter expert. They are the voice behind that thing, that interest that you have. And that's what we were trying to establish ourselves as. We wanted to be a voice for the Vampire Larp community. We wanted it to be a channel where we talked about Vampire Larp, we showcased Vampire Larp, and we showed the rules for Vampire Larp using Mind's Eye Theatre rules. That was the plan. And we were thinking, by doing that, we could establish ourselves, build this community, and advertise our game through the channel. We had loads of ideas of things we were going to do. We were doing a documentary on the creation of the LARP. We were having team meetings we were filming. We were doing... we had an idea for our game where the events that took place at the game would and the downtime system that we were using would basically mean that the downtime results, as in players would get results, but the whole LARPs normally do things like fake newspapers or something like that. We were going to do a fake news report. So we were going to compile all the information and come up with some headlines, come up with some kind of some feedback, and we were going to do a fake news channel on our YouTube channel, which would then showcase the elements and the things that were happening at our game. So there was something like that we were going to put in. We were going to do the red question for the Anarchs, which is something that today I've been discussing as a potential for another YouTube channel that I'm interested in starting up. But the red question that we were going to be doing was that kind of... it was going to be a vampire kind of news channel. So yeah, there was lots of little ideas we had. And the YouTube channel meant that I would say my creativity, my focus when it came to the project was split between the two. So I'd either be working on project stuff or I'd be working on YouTube channel stuff. And this was a mistake, because fundamentally every hour that I spent making YouTube videos, I wasn't spending creating stuff for the project. And that was a bad thing. Because yes, the YouTube channel was giving us some advertisement and it got our name out there and it enticed By Night Studios to come and approach us and work with us in promoting one of their books. But as I've said in IP video, in the IP video, none of this, in the grand scheme of things, was beneficial. If we were making a YouTube channel and that's all we were doing, okay, yeah, 100% worth it. But it's not worth making a YouTube channel around. It wasn't worth making a YouTube channel around the project, because it diverted resources that could have been spent building the project, and that sucked. And it massively demotivated me at times. I mean, you think about it. At the time, if you look back some of my past videos, and don't forget, I had no video skills, okay? I have no background at all in video editing, sound, directing, whatever. None of it. Never touched any of the software. So all the stuff you see in those videos was things that I was having to learn through trial and error. All you get to see is a semi-finished product. What you don't see is the hours and hours and hours and hours of work that went in to try to produce that. There was one particular time that Sam came round, and we'd spent, I think it was something like 7 hours trying to get the Anarch video down with Tony, because I'm shit at scripts and all that stuff. And after Sam had left, I went to transfer the file from my phone over onto my computer, and in doing so, because I just went, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it from my phone and paste it onto my computer, the file got corrupted. That's the thing to note. Copy and paste, then delete. Don't try to do a cut. So it got corrupted on the way across, and it meant that the version on my phone was corrupted and it never transferred properly, so we lost it all. All 6 hours of footage gone. Which meant that we had to redo the whole thing the next day. Fuck. That was a really stressful day for no reason. You know what I mean? Nobody really cares about Tony the Anarch telling you about the Anarch movement. You know what I mean? It was pointless. So, yeah. And, so little things like that you don't see. Nobody got to see. And yeah, it was difficult. It was really difficult making the videos and trying to stand out, because put it this way, and this is not in any way taking away from what other YouTubers are doing currently within the World of Darkness kind of IP, but if you have a lore video where you don't get to see anybody's face, the editing side of that is so much easier, because what happens is that person can sit down in front of a microphone and they can read through a script, and they can read through that script over and over and over again. And when they go to edit it, they can take the best bits from each of their kind of takes and paste it all together, because what they don't have to worry about is marrying up the visuals with the vocals. Meaning, if I'm talking to you right now, and during this I make a mistake, which I probably have multiple times already, if I was to cut this and then put it to another version or another take of me talking, you would see a jump cut where my head would move slightly, or my hand would be up and then it'd be down, or something like that. You can clearly see the cuts. So that forces us, if we were trying to make a video with no cuts, sorry about the sound of an ambulance, but if we were trying to make a video with no cuts in it, and you're seeing visually me talking, then we had to do it in chunks. So we would do it as let's say a whole paragraph or something like that, and try and get that down. And of course, you've got to act, you've got to move, you've got to show emotion on your face, you've got to do all kinds of extra things to take it from a script where you have other visuals on the screen to a live, in theory, you've got somebody there acting out as well. the step up from that is quite high. And so that's why you'll see a lot of people when they make videos, they don't often have their face in the videos if they're trying to tell a narrative of something where it's scripted. So all of our videos were me talking to you in front of a camera, or me in a costume, or one of my friends in a costume talking to you. And that was hard to make those, but it was all necessary because we were, well, it's a LARP, and LARP isn't, pen and paper, it's live action. So we were adamant that our video should be live action, which made them really hard to make. And then the issue was because there was no established community, it meant that when we did publicise our videos, people were looking at them going, okay, they did not gain traction. I know that for sure. I mean, even now, what's it, 3-4 years later, some of the videos have got 400-500 views, which in the grand scheme of things, it's not good. And I think that the highest viewed video that I have is called "What is Vampire Larp?" That one's in a year got 2K views. It's my best video. Probably because a lot of people ask the question, what the is Vampire Larp? But even still. So, yeah, all of that time and effort that went into those videos, and it was a lot of time and effort, wasn't worth it. And plus we got hit with COVID, which sucked as well, because the idea was I was having members of the crew turn up and do the live stuff to take away the ownership for me, always having to come up with a new character costume or something that completely changed the way I looked. Anyway, COVID came in and then that poo-pooed all of that. So that stopped us from doing any more of those live character things. So then it came back to me having to do videos on the rules and stuff like that. Yeah. So anyway, YouTube, yeah, that, as you say, that's why we tried to do it. That's why the project was linked with the YouTube channel, because we were trying to advertise our game, trying to create that community, trying to become that subject matter expert in that community, and thus meaning when we did launch our LARP, we were hoping then that we could then rely on that community to do word of mouth, spread our name out there, and attract loads of players to the game. That was the overarching kind of idea behind it. But was that worth the amount of work that we had to put in? No. Even if the game had launched, it wouldn't have been as beneficial as I first thought it would be. So would I recommend you to make a YouTube channel for your project? And the answer is definitely no. What I would recommend, though, as it's fun and something that is you can look back on like I do now, is make little video recordings of yourself, to yourself, for yourself, of your team meetings or whatever it is. Record them, and you can look back and you can reminisce on how you were feeling at the time and good ideas and all of that. Yeah, I'd recommend doing that for sure. But yeah, it's just not worth it. YouTube channels themselves are a full-time commitment. If you want to get the benefit from them. And and honestly, ask yourselves, the people that are watching this video, have you watched any of my other videos to do with what are anarchs or the rules videos or anything like that? Honestly, ask yourself, have you watched them? And you're probably saying no. Because you were brought in because of this, what I'm doing now. I'm talking about the project. And that's another example of mistake we made with the YouTube channel. We diversified too many times. So there you go. That's another thing. I'm not going to go. I did say at the start, in previous videos, I'm not going to make this about the YouTube and how you YouTube channel and all of that stuff. That's not what this is about. This is about the YouTube channel and its relationship with the project. And its relationship with the project was definitely a factor into why the project did not succeed, because too much of my time got invested in making stupid videos that were just not needed. Why am I treading the path? It's not like anybody reaches out to me and shakes my hand and goes, "Oh, thanks, Mark, for doing that." Or, "Wow, Mark, it was really good that you made all these LARP videos about vampire." Not a single person's ever done that. You know, it's not like I get there's never any benefit of this at all. As I say, the only thing that came out of it is that this enticed By Night Studios to reach out, and I got to work with them for a while. That was it. And even that, well, that's another story. But yeah, so there you go. Hopefully you found this video useful. Don't make a YouTube channel for your project. I love you all, and I'll see you all again soon.